Hello my foodie friends, welcome back to the Silly Kitchen. Quick little idea for you to do at home if you haven't tried this before. Pickled red onions. One thing that I've noticed is that at the grocery store you can't buy pickled red onions. You've got pickles and pickled beans and pickled everything except onions, I feel like. So I like pickled everything. I also think pickled onions are such an amazing addition to things like tacos, to your salads even. I absolutely love the color, the vibrance, the flavor. It's awesome. So we're gonna do a quick jar of these because I don't want to cut too many onions. I already did it off camera because they make me cry. So I have a giant onion. I've cut them into nice thin little rings, and because like I said it was a giant onion, I'm gonna cut these in half, but then maybe the smaller ones I'll leave in full rings. The other thing that you're gonna do is we are going to boil 2 parts water, 1 part vinegar. We're also gonna add sugar to that and salt. I'm gonna do a tablespoon of each. So put that on the oven, put that on the stove top in a pot and just bring it up to a little bubble. We're pretty much just melting the sugar and the salt in that water so that it's not grainy once it goes in there. Plus we want the water to be warm to kind of soften and cook out these onions. So let's go do that. While I'm waiting for my water and vinegar, sugar, salt concoction to boil, I am going to do a little tiny handful of mustard seeds. Actually, it's a pretty big mason jar, so I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. Mustard seed in the bottom. And then I'm just gonna start piling in my rings, or my half rings, into my mason jar. And I wanna get it pretty full. It depends how many onions you wanna make. I mean, you could pick a different size of mason jar and do whatever you want, but just get them in there. They don't need a ton of room. Separate them though, which I don't want all of these chunks. And the nice thing is that it isn't a dense item, so there's lots of room for that liquid to fall in. Okay, so I have a little bit of leftover onion. I'm gonna chop that up, put it in a salad. We are good to go. I safely transferred my hot water, salt, sugar, vinegar into something that is much easier to pour. And I'm just gonna give her all the way to the top. If all of the water doesn't fit, that is okay, because it's okay. Because I don't measure, so sometimes it just doesn't work out. But I do want to make sure that my onions are covered all the way. Ooh, that is hot, people. Don't do that. Push them down first. Obviously, I did not push them down enough. Now, do not cover this yet. Let it sit a little bit. Let those onions soften up. Once this has cooled, that's when we put the lid on. Once you've let this cool for about 20 minutes, half an hour or so, you are free to put a lid on it. Make sure it's nice and tight. And look at the beautiful color that's already happening on these because they're cooking out a bit in the warm water. And then just store it for a day or 2, 3, we'll see. But it'll be ready. You'll know when it's ready. I'm gonna put it in the fridge for a couple of days, and then the next time I make tacos, the next time I make a sandwich, I am gonna have pickled onions. I hope that you try this quick little recipe at home. I love pickled onions. If you haven't tried them, give them a try. And thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your support. Subscribe if you care to do so, and have an awesome day, and I'll see you again.